Hey folks, how's it going? Joe's Neon here, bringing you back with me on this project of the restoration of these two axes. In our last video, we took a look at how Bruce did such a beautiful job on the welding of the cracked Jersey head. That was awesome. Thanks again, Bruce, and thank you all for all the really awesome comments and giving Bruce a pat on the back as far as the quality of his work. I really appreciate that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to restoring the handles, because I think they're completely savable, and I just got to take them through a process where I'm going to sand them down. The most important thing is going to be the treatment, how I'm going to refurbish the moisture content in the wood so that it becomes more fibrous, strong, rather than dry, brittle. So I don't think we'll have any problem doing that either. So anyhow, just to catch you up a bit, what I decided to do was I decided to use gun bluing on these two axe heads. Not quite sure why. I've only done it once before on an axe head and I liked it, so I decided to do it again. I didn't film the bluing of the axe heads because it's really no big deal. The most important part of the process is a super, super clean surface. Your steel has to be super clean, washed down with denatured alcohol clean, no grease. And then you get a product like this. I think it looks great. Here's the pole where Bruce did his welding. And a little later in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to go ahead and put the bit on this head using my 1x30. Here's that small boy's axe that I blued. It's in very nice shape, and I'll be profiling the bit on this too. Okay, so here's our handles. All right, now as you can see, this is some pretty dry wood. See how that looks around the eye? And here's I think this is a 36, full 36. The grain orientation is not the best, but you know what? If this axe has lived this long, it's going to be just fine. If I can just restore it and regenerate the moisture content of the wood fiber, that's what's going to be really important, is to get this back to get these woods in a sense back to flexibility stage again. Okay, dry brittle wood is dry brittle wood. A moisturized wood is moisturized wood. It's just like human skin, So, but anyhow, some of you folks have asked me, and I just want to mention that this stand here that I built, I got my 1x30 on it, and I've got my little Dremel drill press on it. Okay, I absolutely love this. This stand I had down at the shop forever, and I used to have a couple neon torches on it. It's on dollies. I can wheel it around. Let me just show you quick here. I've put some shelf brackets to hold my sanding belts. Okay, I've got a drawer up here that holds my sandpaper, and my super fine grits are down there. But yeah. Oh, look how nice those pansies are, huh? Welcome to springtime. All right, we got work to do. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up here, and I'll bring you right back, and we'll get moving on with this project. Hopefully, not hopefully, this afternoon, I will be driving wedges in these axes, and getting them hung. Start the moisturization process, shall I say. All right, folks, I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, I got your point of view here. All right, we got the 36 incher. Now, if you can notice here, this side is right where I want it as far as thickness. This side is too thick. This is going to have to come down right here. I got to lose some wood right here. Okay, this side's okay. So what I've done here is I've got some 120 that's not fresh. It's a little bit worn 120. I want to go easy on the removal process here, bringing this wood down. You know what's interesting is as I sand these, I can smell the days of when tools were taken care of the way they should have been. This one here was obviously done in boiled linseed oil. It just, you can smell it, any of the sanding that I'm doing. This one here was different. It was done in pine tar and boiled linseed oil. You could smell the pine tar in it. I love that. That's when tools were taken care of. People took care of things. So I'm just like I said, I'm finishing up sanding on these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dampen these handles and I'm going to raise the grain. Then I'll go ahead and sand them down again. Then I'll go ahead and moisten them, raise the grain, sand them down again. Okay? I want to really knock that grain down on these. Now the other thing that we're going to have to do is, especially on this bigger handle here, is you can see that the kerf is only about halfway down. Okay, we got to make that kerf deeper so that that wedge will drive farther when we drive that wedge. Okay, now you may be saying to yourself, well, geez, that looks like an awful big crack. Well, there is a crack, but we've got a remedy for that. Let me tell you what. These are going to hang just perfect. They're going to be beautiful, and like I said, our next step is going to be to raise the grain and then sand them again, raise the grain and sand them again. Let's do it. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on putting the bit or the edge on these axes. Now, some of you say, well, how come you're doing it now? How come you don't do it when it's after you hang the axe? That way you don't have a sharp edge that you got to work around. Well, because I will take this to just about razor sharp, then I'll hang it. I just don't like to work the axe on the 1x30 when it's got a handle in it. It's a lot easier to put the bit or the edge on it when it's not hung. So that's what we're going to get to right now. Alright folks, we're down here in the shop. What I've just done is I've cut the kerf deeper into this handle so that we get a deeper penetration with the wedge. And we're going to go ahead and hang this bad boy. Now, despite what some of you folks out there might think, no, I'm not gonna put anything on this part of the axe that's going in the head. I'm not going to put any boiled linseed oil on it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to keep it dry, and I'm going to drive the wedge in with carpenter's glue. Period. Then once it's hung, it's sweet. It's very dry. The humidity is very dry down here, so it's going to be a very tight hang. It's going to be sweet. And then I'll go ahead and I will do the handles the way I always do, you know, with my boiled linseed oil. I just kind of like that. So here we go. Let's see how she's going to fit. This is a big head. Ugh. Okay. Oh, no. This one piece does not want to go in. There we go. Okay. Let's drive her down. See how she's going to look. Wow. Look at that. Can you see it good in the light? Perfect curl all the way around. She's seated absolutely perfect. Oh boy, am I happy with that, folks. Really happy with that. Very nice. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to drive on the other head. Okay, which is the small boy's axe head. And we're going to see how that goes on. If we have the same luck, I will be so tickled, folks. Yeah. Because today is a day for hanging axes. Wow. Wow. Look at that, folks. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't be happier. Wow. Maybe one more shot or two. Curling all the way around. We love it. Now what I've got here is I've got an Osage orange wedge for the big axe, for the Jersey. And then I've got this smaller, I believe it's an ash wedge for the smaller boy's axe. Now, you know, there's a lot of opinions about driving wedges and hanging heads on axes in general. It's become quite the quite the entertaining videos to watch. Everybody seems to do things a little bit different. There's a lot of processes out there that I don't agree with, and I'm not going to talk about them. I'm just showing you the way I hang an axe. Titebond glue. Okay? Don't mess around. Use a good carpenter's glue. Okay? What we're going to do is we're just going to take our wedge and we're going to put a good amount of glue on it. Okay? And I like to smear it all around, and I do the other side, and alright. We got plenty of glue on this wedge. Okay, you see that? Just gonna grab a paper towel here quick. Wipe my fingers off. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I love this part. Now, We're going to go ahead and insert the wedge. And we're just going to get it started like that. Now, I had to trim this wedge down a little bit, but I left it oversized, as I always will. I'm just going to adjust the camera here for 1 second and give you guys a better angle of what I'm doing. Hang on. Okay. How's that? Can you guys see that okay? All right, we're going to start working this wedge in. She's starting to peel back. You see that? But she's starting to snug really nicely. We got her seated real nice. Nice opening for our wedge. Let's go ahead and glue up that wedge. See, we get that glue, that wedge. Nice amount of glue on there. Now we'll go ahead and set it. Set that wedge right in there. And we'll start. And we'll drive her home. She's already getting pretty tight there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for, folks. All right. All right, folks, what I'm doing here now is I'm mixing my my boiled linseed oil with a little bit of mineral spirits. I like to thin it out a little bit because my initial earlier coats into the hickory handle, they'll penetrate a lot deeper if you thin it out a little bit, if you cut it. Now, see, I'm going ahead and using some rubber gloves here, right? For all you folks out there who like to apply boiled linseed oil and all that good stuff to your tool handles to keep them in super awesome shape, don't think that it's good for your skin, because it's not. It's really bad for your skin. Wear gloves when you're doing this, okay? So we got a really nice mixture made up here. Okay, and it's probably about 1 to 3 parts boiled linseed oil and 1 part mineral spirits. But like I said, that's what gets it really, it thins it out enough so that it can go into the grain and really go into the grain. Now, I will be doing coat after coat after coat after coat. The first night tonight, I'll probably do 3 coats. I'm not kidding you. And then tomorrow, they'll get a couple coats, and before you know it, it'll be full, and you know when the grain is full. So here we go. Whoa, that was a good catch. All right. Let me bring you over here a little bit closer so that you can see better in the light. What I'm doing here. Alright. Now you saw those handles. They were just all white with, you know, not corrosion, but they were just so dried out from the weather. Look at this, folks. Just look at this. Huh? Look at that. Man. I really love this process. In knowing that, You're just breathing life back into something that would have been tossed away. Now look at it. Now look at it. What a beautiful, beautiful axe. I'm dying to see what the color is going to look like on this this axe here. This is so blonde. Oh, it is really weird. I've never seen a handle so light. Look at that. And I know that's hickory. And check it out, it's also got bird's eye in it. Wow. What a beautiful little axe. Right? So folks, I don't know. I'm just having a hell of a good time bringing these two beautiful axes back to life that my buddy was so thoughtful and thinking of me at an estate sale, and he said, I gotta see if there's any axes for my buddy Joe. And look what he did, eh? Yeah. He did real good. And again, I just want to thank Chris Killinger. Thanks, Chris. Awesome, buddy. You put out a great video on how to remove and save a handle for an axe head. That was huge, because I think I would have ruined these handles if it wasn't for your video. So again, buddy, thank you very much. Oh, can you see how beautiful this is coming out? And yes, these handles are just drinking this stuff. Okay. And don't forget to do the top of the eye. Look at that Osage orange wedge. Huh? Look at that. I'll trim that up a little bit. She's a little rough yet, but oh yeah. We got some nice axes going on here, guys and gals. Yeah. Yeah, I'm digging it. This is really beautiful. I can't believe the way this hickory is looking. What's up with that? I've never seen such light, blonde hickory. It's crazy. But these are two beauties, and we're going to keep going with the process. What we're going to do next, once I get these axe handles moisturized, I like to think it, or nutrated. Once they're what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with once they're conditioned. Let's go with that. Once they're good and conditioned, and Sandy, she said to me, she said, you're putting quite a bit of work into this project. Why don't you bring it through video-wise right to the end? So that's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to show you folks is, hold on. I'm going to show you folks how I do the rawhide collar to protect the handle. And then I wasn't going to do it, but she said you really should do a sheath build. So I'm going to do a sheath build also. So, yeah. So there's going to be more videos to come on this topic. I really appreciate all the comments and all the positive support. That's been fantastic. Really appreciate it big time. So there's going to be more videos coming, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take these two axes, and right from the beginning, they were estate sale finds. They needed new handles. Not necessarily. I decided I wanted to save the handles. So we did that, and we've worked on the heads. We've got those all set to go. This one that was cracked has now been welded. I mean, good God. Just look at the way that finished up. Just gorgeous. Rehung on the handle. Absolutely beautiful. That's where we're at now. We're going to build sheaths, and we are going to put the collars, the rawhide collars on them. And I'll take you along for that. Cool.